Welcome to Eldercare One Source. This is Darin Weidauer, and ECOS Online Courses presents Population Trends in Aging. Here we're going to discuss the U.S. population projections and the projection for the age 65 and over. In 2012, we had 43 million seniors, and they comprised 14% of our total population. As we go forward, the next significant factor is in 2030, where the 65 plus age group becomes 20% of our population, or 1 in 5 of every citizen. Again, now we jump to 2050. We have almost doubled the number of senior citizens from 2012, and we're still right around the 1 in 5 or 20% of the total population. Now, projected life expectancy, let's look at this not from birth, but let's look at it once you become a senior citizen. If you're age 65 today and an American and a male, you can look to live another 17.7 years. Females, 20.3 years. This is probably a 3 to 4 year increase in life expectancy over the generation before. Now, if you're currently 75 years of age today, you can expect to live another 11 years as a man and 13 years as a woman. You see below is a link. Go ahead and click that, and you can look back at whatever age you were born, and you can adjust and see what your life expectancy is or was. Here we're looking at the percentage of change in population for the total population versus the 65 and older population. From 2000 to 2010, we know what that was. We can see that the total population grew by 10%, but our 65-year and older group grew by 15%. Now, the significance here is the baby boomers have started to age and become senior citizens. So from 2010 to 2020, we had a drastic spike up to 38% of the, or a 30% increase in the population of seniors, where we only had an 8% increase of the total population. And if we look over time, the projection shows the total population growth declining. And as we've seen the 65 and older group spike, we're also going to see that decline as projected out here to 2050, where our projections end, and where the total population grows 5%, and our 65 and older group also increases at the same rate at 5%. Now, this is the distribution by age group of the total population. In 1965, the 18-year-old group was 36% of our total population, where the 65 and older group was only 9% of our population. If we look at the 18 to 44s, we can see that they hold steady over time, and projections show that shouldn't change. Again, that's pretty much the same with our 45 to 64, maybe a slight increase, just a couple percent, 4 or 5%. But the 18 and younger, we can see that currently from our latest census that we have in 2012, it stays relatively the same as projected through 2050 at 21%. And now look at 65 and older. Where did all those the population shift to? They shifted over here to the 65 years and older, where now the projected population at 2050 and of the 18 and unders and the 65 and olders now both equal 21%. Now remember I told you where we had the spike in growth for senior citizens in 2030. This is again where the 18 and unders and the 65 and overs become almost equal. Now let's break up the 65 and olders. Now, how do we refer to this age group? Well, the 65 to 74-year-olds, we consider them the young old. The 75 to 84, we just consider them old. Now 85 plus, we consider them the old of the old. Now, looking back, looking back at 2012, we can see that the 65 and 74-year-olds were the majority. The 75, 84, they hold steady pretty much over time, 30 to 35%. 85-year-olds, though, they're the ones that are becoming the fastest, or they are the fastest growing demographic in our total population. Where, 2012, we were at 14%, 2030, we actually dropped to 12%, but by 2050, we're up to 21% of the total population of 65 years and older, being 1 in 5 being over 85, and the young olds dropping, 11% between 2012 and 2050. Here, the blue line is showing the growth rate of the 18 years and under. You can see that it's not flat, but it's not growing that drastically. The 65 and older age group from 2010 projected out to 2060 has a sharp increase, as we talked about, to 2030, and then levels off. But the interesting fact happens here at 2056, where the population of 65 years and over is projected to become larger than the population under 18 years in 2056. Let's talk a little bit about baby boomers. The year after the last baby boomer was born was 1965. There was 73 million total baby boomers, and they comprised 37% of our total population. That's over it's a third. That's 1 in 3 at that time was a baby boomer. Fast forward up to 2012 at our last look at our census. We now have 76 million baby boomers. You ask how that grows. It's, every year we have immigration and we grow. Easy as that. But still, now it's only 24% of our total population, but still, that's 1 in 4. That's a quarter of our population is engulfed in just this piece right here as the baby boomers age. And this is also the time that this is the 1 year after the first baby boomers become senior citizens. Fast forward to 2030, where we see that spike. We now have 60 million baby boomers in the as senior citizens, and now all the baby boomers are 65 and older, and now they comprise 17%, which is almost still 1 in 5. So they still hold a statistically big portion of our total population. And by 2060, we're looking at having less than 1% of the baby boomers left, and as they start to leave our population, sadly, this the size of the top kind of, well, it looks like it decreases, but our whole population is widening out. Now, this is about females only, but one of the things I want men to pay attention to here is that this should be your target. Okay, 85 years and over, and you ask me why? Well, I'll get to that here in a moment, so pay attention. 65 years and older for women, projections from today to 2050 roughly stay the same, and that's for everyone over 65 for women. And if we look to 65 to 74-year-old women, again, nothing statistical change. 75 to 84, still it's insignificant statistical change. And when we get 85 years and over, there is a statistical significant change here by 5%. That means men are starting to live a little longer, maybe take care of themselves, but still that's not the point I wanted to make. Men, look at this. Right here, it is almost 1.5 men to 3.5 women. It's finally in your favor, men. You want to make it to this point. You finally have more women than men, or a significant, a very noticeable, significantly outnumbered by women. And it changes a little bit by the time we get to 2050, but still, it's just, 2 over 3, men, women. So you still, things are in your favor. Men, take care of yourself. Women, you're doing a great job. Thank you for using ECO's online courses as your source for learning. If you have any questions or comments, please contact us through email or call. Visit ECO's online courses for more courses just like this one. If you have any ideas for courses, please let us know and we'll do our best to create one for you. Remember, everyone should have an advance directive explaining your wishes to your loved ones and your doctor. You can download a free copy of the 5 Wishes from EldercareOneSource.com. This simple advance directive is accepted in 39 states. Then, get your free life document to write out your last intentions and final expressions to your loved ones. Again, thank you for using ECOS Online Courses.